Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. In this one, I got you guys some insane news. I think you guys are going to be like, what the heck, Rifle? Why didn't you tell us about this sooner? This has been around for a while. Well, some of you may not know this, and for those of you that don't, oh man, are you guys in for a surprise. At least I was. I was like, dude, heck yeah. And it makes complete sense. This news recently first got announced on the interwebs on June 12th. So couple weeks ago. It was quietly announced and went under the radar for a lot of players, I feel like, because I didn't even know about this until, well, recently. So figured I'd share this with you guys. In case you don't know, let's just say Fallout 76 is about to get its biggest update it has ever gotten in the game, which makes me wonder what can get bigger than adding human NPCs in the game. Like the Wastelanders update was the biggest update we've ever gotten. It added tons of storylines, tons of human NPCs we could interact with a bunch of different dialogue options and everything. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and play this clip real quick, which by the way, I'll have a link down below in the description to the full video of this. This was an interview that a guy named Parris got with the developers of Fallout 76. And yeah, they actually spilled some beans over what's going to be coming in the future. Check this out. We're going to talk about this more after I show you all this stuff.
You already said it yourself, but it's one of the best gaming communities out there. It's like when I've gone in and played and had no idea what I was doing, so many people were willing to come. Hey, come with me. Let me help you. Let me show you this. Let me give you that. So just keep doing what you're doing.
And it's only going to get better.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's only going to get better between you and I.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let me see this.
ready? Take off your headphones. Between you and I, end of this year, we have probably the biggest update to Fallout 76 ever, which I'm not going to talk about.
Okay.
However, I'm going to roll it back a few months and let's talk about the fall. After Gone Fishing, in the fall, our builders can expect a really cool update that gives them more tools to build, makes it easier to build. It's a patch dedicated to our builders, so keep an eye out for that. We're only getting started here, folks. We're only getting started.
Okay. Can we get a like in the video for that? By the way, Parris, if you're watching this, thank you so much for interviewing them. And, you know, I don't know what came over in their minds to say this, but hey, they said it. And yeah, this is some powerful news right here, guys. This is really big news. And this is how they announced this news, through this interview. They didn't make like an Inside the Vault article over this huge update coming or a trailer about this yet. I'm sure they will sometime in the future. So yeah, they announced this pretty quietly. They said, in their words, the biggest update yet. Actually, let me replay that. What exactly did they say?
We have probably the biggest update to Fallout 76 ever.
Okay, ever. Now, think about all the large updates and patches and things they've done in the past. There's been some pretty big ones. What the heck are they adding? I'm super excited, and it makes perfect sense why they're adding this huge update around the time they said. Because, as some of you may know, at the end of this year, we're also expecting the second season to the Fallout TV show. And what did the Fallout TV show bring to Fallout 76? It increased its numbers by a lot. So many different new people came to Fallout 76 to check it out. I actually made a video over it in the past of the exact statistics. You know what? Let me pull up that old video just to figure out what stats we were talking about of how many new players we got. Now, since the recent release of the Fallout TV show, Fallout 76 is getting a huge spike in concurrent players. It's actually the highest it's ever been on Steam. I don't know what the analytics are for, you know, consoles, but check this out. Recently, it was at this number, right? 39,434 all-time peak. It peaked its highest it's ever been. As you can see, the date on this is from March 15, 2024 to April 15, 2024. So a little after the Fallout TV show came out, Fallout 76 spiked, which makes sense. And it's not done increasing. Look at this. It's increased now to 40,398 concurrent players. That is amazing. And this is just on Steam. So we're going up, guys. Fallout 76 is going up. So yeah, that was the stats. And rewinding that a bit, if you look at the bottom, the last 30 days, game plus 3,504.2. A plus 58.64%. It went from 12,222 in March 2024 up to 40,398 players in April 2024. Wow. Concurrent players, like they're logging in and playing it. Yeah, that's insane. So they're expecting a big increase again when the Fallout TV show officially releases. So they want players to stick around. So I guess they've been working on this huge update they have planned for Fallout 76 on the back burner for a big surprise for when the Fallout TV show comes out. And it's supposed to be, once again, its biggest update yet. So now let's talk about that. What could be bigger than the Wastelanders update? I'm thinking, personally, it's going to be a whole new area we're going to be exploring. Like a whole new area. We're going to like go to this new area, and there's going to be tons of different locations for us to explore. Now that's one possibility. We could travel over to Norfolk or something and find the Enclave base or something. I don't know. That's just one possibility. Also, another possibility is they could be opening up this section of the map across from Point Pleasant. There's plenty of room over in this section. Loads of room. They got a lot of room to work with over here. So they could add tons of new locations, a whole new storyline for us, and stuff like that. But I don't think that's going to be the case because we've already got something like that. It's going to be something bigger than the Skyline Valley DLC. They said their biggest update ever. Those are some, once again, powerful words. We got the Skyline Valley DLC. We already got a map expansion before. So it's going to be something bigger than that. Maybe it'll be a bigger expansion than what the Skyline Valley DLC was. And what could be bigger than that is a whole new section. Like we have this whole West Virginia section already, right? It could be just a whole new area we go to. Maybe travel by boat over to it, or use a vertibird or something to get over to this whole new area we can go to explore at and experience a new storyline, be able to place our camps over here. It's just a whole new area to explore. That's being really optimistic, but it does have to be something bigger than all the other updates we got. It could just be a bigger map expansion than what we got with Skyline Valley DLC. They could just further expand this side of the map, like once again what they did with the Skyline Valley DLC, and add tons of new locations, new camp spots, and a new storyline, of course, and side quests, and stuff like that. They could also potentially be planning out crossplay too, but that's not going to be bigger than the Wastelanders update DLC. So I think that could be something they could be adding as well with this future update. It's just hard to think about what could be their biggest update ever. We've gotten tons of different kinds of updates. I think if it is going to be something like Skyline Valley, it's going to be way larger because we've already got Skyline Valley. We actually got the Skyline Valley DLC around when the TV show was coming out for the Fallout season. And, well, obviously that didn't work out in their favor because the concurrent players, ended up dropping. And so it's going to be something that they're hoping will keep players hooked. I'm also hoping for some PvP action of some kind, maybe some nuclear winter or something, but I doubt that's going to happen. But hey, who knows? Maybe it's something seasonal we could have, like Fosnot. We get Fosnot all the time. Maybe we can get like a seasonal freaking nuclear winter happen in the game. Or maybe we could have some kind of like smaller action PvP maps. I don't know. It's just something extra and fun to experience a multiplayer Fallout, if you guys get what I'm saying. I know most players who play Fallout are in it for the story and exploring, myself included. But hey, playing some multiplayer like PvP against each other is also pretty fun. The PvP is just broken in the actual like adventure mode and stuff, as some of you may know. There's a lot of spamming, Nuka-Cola, Quantums, and just a lot of spamming in general. But hey, if they added something where you can't really spam stuff like Nuclear Winter again or something like that, I can see players being interested in playing that every now and then. But yeah, I would love to know your guys' thoughts on what they are adding. Please, guys, brainstorm it with me. Are they going to be adding some kind of whole new section for us to explore? I think they are going to be adding the Enclave. I really do. Because we haven't seen the Enclave, like, actual human NPCs in the game. And that was something that was going to be a possibility in the Skyline Valley DLC, as some of you may know, a long time ago. I figured out how to get into the Enclave section they had planned underneath Rabbitin Camp. You enter like the brown house over there, and there's like this secret Enclave Bunker they had planned. I did that in the public test server, and they removed that Enclave Bunker completely. Apparently, they didn't want players to see that quite yet, and this could be something they're going to be re-adding in the game. But obviously, this isn't going to be the only thing with the update if they do add this Enclave Bunker again. There's going to be something much larger than just us exploring around in an Enclave Bunker. And that's a no-brainer. But yeah, I think they're going to be adding an Enclave storyline, a whole new section for us to explore around in, and maybe cross-play too, and who knows what else. But obviously, they got big plans to hopefully get players to stick around when the next Fallout season comes out. Obviously, they want players to stick around because, in the end, the game is a business, and the more players that stick around are going to be helping their business bloom. So they have some big plans, and I cannot wait to know what they're going to be adding. As some of you may know, they did just add an Inside the Vault article about upcoming combat and perk changes. They're doing lots of combat changes. They're like rebalancing pretty much everything to do with combat. And they're also changing up a lot of perks too. If you guys don't know about this, I'll read the gist of it. I'm not going to read everything out of this. I mean, look how much changes they are doing with combat. I'm still scrolling here, guys. Still scrolling. This would just drag the video on way too long. If you're interested in this, though, feel free to check the description down below. I'll have a link to this article if you want to check it out. But yeah, they're adding lots of changes, not just with combat and perk changes. Some have to do with like fixes and stuff too, of course. They're always adding fixes. But yeah, mainly this next update they're doing is just a huge combat rebalance and perk changes. I'll go ahead and read the gist off here at the top for those of you that don't know. In the Gone Fishing patch notes earlier this month, we provided an update on how we felt the combat rebalancing project we started last year has gone so far. We also mentioned in that article that we had a few more substantial updates to solidify the new foundation of combat for the future content we have planned. Heck yeah, where they have planned is massive. As we just talked about. Anyways, today we wanted to give you an early look at the combat rebalancing work that will arrive in our next public test server. We'll have more information for you about when this PTS will begin at a later date. This round of combat balancing adjustments has a strong focus on improving the experience of using weapons both in and out of VATS, as well as providing a significant boost to underperforming weapons. Some changes to highlight include significant increases to melee weapon damage, boost to damage over time effects, and bashing with weapons now scaling with the player's level. Changes to the VATS formula, and improved manual aiming feel. Adjustments have also been made across the board to make it easier for you to select weapons and mods that fit your desired playstyle, giving you more confidence that the weapons you want to play with will work across the wasteland. Due to these changes, we also will be making some targeted health and resistance adjustments to some of Appalachia's most prolific enemies, including, but not limited to, super mutants, enemies in power armor, and scorch beasts. These creatures will now also have additional contrast in their resistance to better highlight their strengths and weaknesses versus each damage type. Since this is one of the largest numeric shifts that Fallout 76's combat has gone through, we'll be on the lookout for potential follow-up adjustments, both within the PTS and future patches. So yes, loads of combat rebalancing and perk changes, guys, within this next update. And obviously they have something planned with combat too, so they could be adding a raid along with this huge update they got planned in the end of the year, maybe around December or November, I'm assuming. But they haven't exactly confirmed when it's going to be coming out. I hope they don't delay it because I really think it will help players stick around, especially if they do it right around when the numbers start spiking again from the Fallout TV show. But, you know, if they do have to delay it to help better the outcome of it releasing, then hey, it's what they got to do. But obviously they've been planning this out for a while. Obviously they're not making the biggest update ever within a couple months. They've been planning this out for a while, probably behind the scenes, knowing when the second season of the Fallout TV show would be done or around being done. So yeah, they've definitely been plotting this. This isn't just something they would just announce and be like, yeah, we're going to be making the biggest update ever within 5 months, guys. No, they've been working on this for a while on the back burner, I can guarantee it. Especially knowing how they removed that Enclave Bunker a while back ago. It's probably something that has to do with this future update as well. But yeah, love to know your guys' thoughts once again about this. I'm out of here though, as always, most importantly. Appreciate y'all taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.